When a film's poster feels the need to put produced by J.J. Abrams at the top of it, that's a clear red flag of the quality of this film. Not directed by, not written by, but produced by J.J. Abrams. It's got about as much clout as directed by a fan of Steven Spielberg. Oh boy. Hey up guys! So today I'm going to be talking about the new film Overlord, a genre-spliced concoction which is part war film, part horror, part sci-fi, part mystery, part action, part video game. There's a lot of parts to this. Overlord is written by Billy Ray and Mark L. Smith and is directed by Julius Avery, whose only other feature film was 2014's action gold heist film, Son of a Gun, which I saw and I actually quite liked. Plus, the writers here both have credible work on their CVs. Mark L. Smith helped write The Revenant, and Billy Ray adapted Captain Phillips and the first Hunger Games movie. So there was definitely potential here with Overlord, with the talent behind the scenes. And even seeing the trailer got me excited for this film. I thought the concept was quite cool. American soldiers landing in hostile Nazi-occupied territory in France during World War II, and it's not just Nazis they have to evade, but something supernatural. It's a new twist on the whole World War II war movie concept that we see a lot of nowadays. But what I thought had game-changing original potential turned out to be a basic, poorly constructed, cliche-ridden horror, which was neither original or scary. This film starts off on an exciting note with a squadron of American soldiers aboard an aircraft that's flying through an aerial battle zone in World War II France. Their mission is to take down this radio tower that's in this church in this small village, because this tower is blocking all radio communication for the Allied troops. Their plane is abruptly hit and sends all of the soldiers plummeting to the ground. This sequence is quite fun and immersive. It's shot from the point of view of our main protagonist, Boyce, who's played by Jovan Adept. When he's flung from the plane, we tumble and turn with him as he falls to the ground. All whilst the panoramic noise of planes exploding, soldiers screaming, and bullets whizzing past our heads. It's a very exciting and nerve-wracking experience, and it's easily one of the film's finest moments. But when Boyce lands on the ground and regroups with the other soldiers who survived, Ford, who's played by Wyatt Russell, Tibbet, who's played by John Magaro, Chase, played by Iain Decaestecker, and Rosenfeld, played by Dominic Applewhite, the film just slumps downhill, never to regain the same audience engagement as it did in this exhilarating opening sequence. After stumbling upon a local French woman named Chloe, who's played by Mathilde Olivier, who hides the soldiers in her attic, they learn that the Nazis are experimenting on local villagers and soldiers, injecting them with a serum which reanimates the human body into this zombie mutant hybrid soldier thing. Their reason for doing this? I wish I could tell you for sure, but I'm gonna go with because they're evil. Gotta love the nuance of Nazis being evil. It's so avant-garde. Top-notch writing there, boys. The villain is just some generic Nazi called Wafner, who's played by Pilou Asbaek, aka Euron Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, who does what he can to make him as creepy as possible, but there really isn't any depth to him as an antagonist. He's just a generic evil Nazi guy. And the rest of the characters are all poorly constructed too. This is one of those films where the cast are committed and do the best they can, but the way the characters are written doesn't leave them much to work with. Wyatt Russell is the stoic, grizzled leader. Iain Decaestecker is the well-meaning but clueless, out-of-his-depth photographer. John Magaro is the lewd, fast-talking Italian-American who learns that kids aren't all bad. And Jovan Adept is the man of honor. Whatever little character development they are given is very typical. There's nothing new here that you haven't seen before. And the attempts at scaring you are so overdone that you can predict the cheap jump scares coming a mile away. And the end result is, you know they're coming, so you don't jump, okay? It's a jump scare without the jump. So it's predictable and not scary. It's shit for two reasons. Plus, there's numerous plot holes in this and stuff that just seems irrelevant. Like, why does Chloe keep her infected aunt inside her house? And why wasn't she ferociously aggressive like all the other people that were injected with this serum? Plot hole. And what was the point or function of Chase having a camera? It didn't come into play at all throughout the narrative. Was it just a gimmick for his character? It just felt unrealized and pointless. And one of the characters purposefully injects themselves with this serum, even though they just witnessed with their own eyes a few minutes ago the horrific effects that this serum has on a person. Nope, that is just dumbass character motivations and it's terrible writing. I cannot abide that. I maybe could have accepted it if it was the cheesy, token, white-coated, bespectacled mad scientist injecting it into this character against their will, but no, this character did it to themselves. It's just awful character development, which completely contradicts everything that this character already knows. It's just abysmal writing. I'm trying to think of some positives for this film, but not many spring to mind. I guess you can say the production design was fine, and the makeup on the injected hosts was quite convincing. And there was one sequence towards the end of this film where one of the characters is fleeing from an exploding building, which I thought was superb. It was done in what looks like one continuous tracking shot, with explosions going off, rubble falling down, and dust clouds coming at you from every which way. It kind of felt like you were in a video game, which I think is what Avery was going for, and I did think that sequence was good. But that still doesn't excuse this film from being a messy, bland, generic, cliched horror which never feels sure of what it wants to be. It's all the more disappointing because the trailer made it seem like this was something fresh and new, but it really is just run-of-the-mill, predictable tripe with so much squandered potential. Alright, so let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? No. Would I recommend it? Normally I would just say a flat out no, but I saw this film with my friend Valash, who is a big gamer, and he kinda liked it. So if you're someone who enjoys games like Wolfenstein or Call of Duty, then you might be able to enjoy some basic pleasure from it. But to everybody else, I would just say, no, avoid this one. It is a huge disappointment, okay? Not worth your time or money. And what score do I give it out of 10? The actors do their best despite the shoddy script, and the makeup and set design is okay, but there really is nothing extraordinary about this film. It really is just ordinary. The script and the tone of this film are a complete mess, and this film is just such a massive letdown when it had the potential to be something unique. So I'm gonna give Overlord a score of 2 out of 10. There you go guys, those are my thoughts on Overlord. Are you guys gonna go watch this, even though I implore you not to? And if you have seen it, what did you guys think of it? My quick question for you guys today is, what video game would you like to see made into a movie? I'm still waiting for the bloody Uncharted movie. I think that would be a really good film. Anyways, whatever you think, be sure to let me know in that comment section below. If you guys are a fan of this content, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Stardust, all that information is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.